Well, here with Tom Score, an old pal, for Tom's last directorial effort at UAA. So tell me a little bit about this play. Actually, tell them. I know about this play.
This is a play one of our students found. In fact, he is actually playing Will Shakespeare. Picked it up down in Los Angeles at the Sam French bookstore. And it is it's William Shakespeare's Land of the Dead. It takes place on the opening night of Henry V, backstage at the Globe. This is the opening show at the Globe Theater.
Which it really was.
Where it is now. It involves the Lord Chamberlain's Men, which is Shakespeare and Burbage's company. Burbage was like the Century 16 chain owner of Shakespeare's theater. They're really, they're the bigwigs of the arts back then, and it takes place on the opening night. And Will Kemp shows up this particular night. Falstaff has been written out of Henry V. And he's now with Ned Allen. He's back with Ned Allen's company, and he's very ticked off about the fact that he's been written out of Henry V. So he shows up just to do a jig on stage after the show is over.
Speak of the devil.
Speak of the devil.
The audience, when they come to see an actor play a role. Not for the words, but for the clowning, jesting, speaking, acting, singing, biting, jigging, best of us.
And well, Bacon shows up, and he's trying to get Shakespeare to endorse a play that he's interested in. I don't want to go any further and be a spoiler in that, but Francis Bacon shows up. The Queen eventually shows up. There's also a plague that is overtaking the city.
We're here with a couple of the afflicted that are rather terrorizing London at the time. So now you're dressed awfully nicely. How do you like the costuming? And did you have to do much to study for this part to get into character? Did you guys know each other before you got before you became afflicted?
It is an amazing undertaking. Colleen Metzger, our costume designer. This show actually, I think, has more costumes than Spamalot, which I directed a couple years ago.
And Colleen, you did the costumes and designed the makeup for the show as well?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, so what do you think about this goofy play?
I think it's a great show for our department to do. I think the students have been really excited to work on this all semester. A lot of the actors in the play are backstage helping put on wigs, helping do makeup. The zombies, we actually wanted to move away from sort of the traditional zombies that you see in TV with the blood and the skin rotting off. Yeah. And so I spent a lot of time looking at bubonic plague images for inspiration and what kind of ailments that disease would cause, because I feel like in this era maybe it's sort of a plague zombie mix.
And before we know it, we've got zombies feeding into this play, what they call the afflicted in the play. It is a very fun, weird combination of actual history, comedy, and some actual fright in the kind of George Romero zombie Night of the Walking Dead sense. It makes for wonderful entertainment. It's totally PG.
And who'd have thunk that this would all fit right in with William Shakespeare?
Well, I've had a lot of people talk to me about wanting to come see the play, and they'll look at me and say, I just can't wrap my head around zombies and Shakespeare. I've just got to come see how this all comes together.
So there's this idea of them kind of vomiting up this black bile as one of their ailments, and
what
so they all
couple of weeks you spent.
So they all have this nasty black teeth and this kind of like black vomit coming out of their mouths.
Oh my gosh, how can you not like that? Well, I'm imagining that you're looking forward to opening night. Yeah, that's a level of enthusiasm we very seldom see in the American theater. So now, what's next after this? I mean, have you got like other offers for other stage plays, Broadway bound, maybe some feature films? Well, thank you very much for your time. This has been a very nice to meet you. Thank you, and thank you. Well, yeah, thanks for joining us, as always, here at AlaskaFilmandTheater.com. I'm really looking forward to this show. I'm really looking forward to all the shows that are going on this weekend. So, but this one, get down and see this. I mean, it's a family show. It's if you're a fan of Shakespeare, well, you'll get all the jokes. If you're not a fan of Shakespeare, they're zombies, okay? So come on down and see the show. And I think that about is everything for us.